Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. It's the 8th of September 2025. Now, an important day for Sri Lanka over in Geneva at the United Nations Human Rights Council. Now, why is this? The United Nations Human Rights Council will hold its 60th regular session from the 8th of September, that's today, until the 8th of October 2025 at the Palais des Nations in Geneva. The session will open under the presidency of Ambassador Jörg Lauber of Switzerland. The opening will be addressed by the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk. Now, during the session, the Council will hold 37 interactive dialogues with the High Commissioner, special procedures mandate holders, expert mechanisms, investigative mechanisms, and representatives of other bodies. Now, it will hold an interactive dialogue on the report of the Office of the High Commissioner on promoting reconciliation, accountability, and human rights in Sri Lanka. Now, Sri Lanka's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Vijita Hewat, is set to deliver a statement at the United Nations Human Rights Council session in Geneva, representing the government of Sri Lanka. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the address is scheduled for 3:45 p.m. Sri Lanka time and will focus on the country's recent progress and future plans regarding the protection and promotion of human rights. Now, this high-level session follows the recent visit of UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk to Sri Lanka and comes in the wake of the newly elected government led by the National People's Power. The ministry stated that the government will present its latest initiatives, achievements, and strategic roadmap for advancing human rights in the country. Now, during the visit, Minister Hewat is also expected to hold bilateral discussions with High Commissioner Turk and several senior diplomatic officials in Geneva. Now, joining the minister is Diana Mendes, Director General of the Human Rights Division at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The delegation departed for Switzerland on Sunday and will remain in Geneva until September 11. Now, on to some interesting and very terrifying news in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka police have uncovered multiple stockpiles of chemicals believed to be used in the production of methamphetamine, commonly known as ice, across several locations in the southern province. Now, the initial discovery was made in mid-Denia, where a large quantity of suspicious chemicals was found buried on a private property. A large quantity of chemicals suspected to be used in the production of methamphetamine has been discovered on a property in the Kandana area following a similar find in mid-Denia. The police stated that the chemicals were found hidden among flower plants in the property, and investigations into the discovery are currently underway. Now, the breakthrough came after interrogations of Bako Saman, a known organized criminal currently in custody. Now, based on information he provided, police recovered a stockpile of chemicals buried on the property in mid-Denia, believed to be used in meth production. The materials were handed over to the mid-Denia police on Sunday night by officers from the Special Task Force. On Friday, police uncovered approximately 50,000 kilograms of chemicals from a property in mid-Denia, Kalava. Now, that same day, another stash was found about 1.5 kilometers away near the Kalu Gahayaya public cemetery, hidden in surrounding shrubbery. Now, authorities suspect that both stockpiles were transported by the same group. Now, further searches of the mid-Denia property on Saturday afternoon led to the discovery of 5 foreign-made hand grenades and 18 T-56 assault rifle bullets. The STF conducted a special search operation at the site on Sunday, and the grenades are scheduled to be safely detonated today. Now, meanwhile, another stockpile of chemicals believed to be used in meth production was discovered on Sunday in the Netolpitia Valuanda area of Tangol. The chemicals were found on a plot of land belonging to the Sri Lanka Navy, located about 200 meters off the main road along the Tangol-Wadigala-Valuanda bypass. Now, the seized chemicals are being quantified and samples will be sent to the Government Analyst Department for further investigation. Police confirmed that details of the Tangol discovery will be reported to the Tangol Magistrates Court on Monday. Additionally, the National Dangerous Drugs Control Board has already submitted its report on the chemicals found in mid-Denia, confirming they are used in methamphetamine production. A separate report from the government analyst is also expected. In connection with the case, a suspect, the brother of Sampath Manamperi, a former member of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, has been arrested. The Walasmala Magistrate Court has granted permission to detain him for 7 days for further questioning. He was presented before the court on Sunday afternoon. Now on to something interesting. In a breathtaking celestial event witnessed by over 7 billion people across the globe, a rare total lunar eclipse, popularly known as a blood moon, lit up the night sky, offering a spectacular view to sky watchers in Sri Lanka and around the world. The eclipse began at 7:28 p.m. and reached totality between 9:30 and 10:53 p.m. with the entire event visible until 12:55 a.m. This was one of the most vivid and widely visible lunar eclipses in recent years, with 85% of the world's population within viewing range. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth moves directly between the Sun and the Moon, casting its shadow across the lunar surface. Now, during this alignment, the Moon takes on a deep red hue, a phenomenon caused by sunlight filtering through Earth's atmosphere, scattering blue light and allowing red wavelengths to reach the Moon. This reddish glow is what gives rise to the term blood moon. The next opportunity to witness a similar eclipse will be in 2028, making this event a once-in-a-decade spectacle for many. Astronomy enthusiasts and casual observers alike gathered across Sri Lanka to witness the phenomenon, with social media flooded with stunning images and videos of the crimson moon. Now in something interesting from the Sri Lanka Air Force, the Sri Lanka Air Force has successfully executed a long-range medical evacuation from a merchant vessel located approximately 102 kilometers off the southern coast of Sri Lanka. Now the Sri Lanka Air Force posted this video over the weekend. The operation was carried out by a Bell 412 helicopter from the number 4 Squadron Airbase Malana. Responding to an urgent distress call, the SLAF deployed the aircraft to airlift an injured crew member in need of immediate medical attention. Navigating challenging maritime conditions and coordinating with naval and medical authorities, the SLAF team demonstrated exceptional skill and professionalism throughout this mission. Now, just over the weekend and last week, something horrifying took place in Sri Lanka. A fatal bus accident claiming the lives of 15 people. The wreckage of the bus involved in the tragic accident in Alla is scheduled to be examined today by the government analyst as part of the ongoing investigation into the incident. The damaged bus parts along with the jeep involved in the crash were handed over to the Alla police on Sunday. Officials from the Department of Motor Traffic are also expected to inspect the bus components today. The accident occurred near the 23rd kilometer post on the Alla-Vallavaya road close to the Ravana-Alla Falls when the bus veered off the road and plunged into a precipice. The final rites for the victims were held yesterday at the Tangal Public Cemetery. The tragedy claimed 15 lives while 19 others sustained injuries. According to Dr. Palitha Rajapaksa, 4 of the 15 injured individuals receiving treatment at the Badula Teaching Hospital have been discharged. He further stated that 11 patients remain under medical care, along with the 2 security personnel who were injured while attempting to rescue passengers. Of the injured, 4 are currently in intensive care. The condition of STF officer Madhushan Bandara, who was wounded during the rescue operation, is reportedly improving according to the hospital sources. Now, in the wake of the fatal bus accident in Alla, a special meeting on road safety is being held today under the leadership of the governor of the Uva province. According to Uva Province Chief Secretary Anusha Gokula Fernando, the meeting will focus on identifying and implementing preventive measures to reduce the frequency of road accidents in Alla and the wider Uva region. All relevant stakeholders have been summoned to participate in the discussion, which is scheduled to take place this morning. Now, this meeting follows the fatal bus accident that took place in Alla just several days ago. Now, starting today, Sri Lanka police will strictly enforce laws against dangerous and unauthorized vehicle modifications across the country. According to police, vehicles equipped with illegal sound systems, flashing multicolored lights and unauthorized electrical accessories will be subject to immediate legal action. These modifications, often seen in private vehicles and public transport, have raised serious safety and noise concerns. In addition to lighting and sound systems, vehicles fitted with excessively loud silencers and noisy exhaust pipes will be targeted under the new enforcement drive. Police officers have been deployed island-wide to inspect vehicles and ensure compliance with the regulations. Trade unions affiliated with the Ceylon Electricity Board, or the CEB, have intensified their ongoing Work to Rule campaign, now entering its fourth consecutive day. Speaking to the media, Priyantha Prabhat, General Secretary of the CEB Nidahas Sevaka Sangam, stated that due to the lack of response from the government authorities, union members have decided to withdraw from overtime duties after 4:30 p.m. starting today. The unions launched their industrial action at midnight last Thursday, citing 24 key demands, including concerns over the CEB restructuring process. Let's move on to the world of sports. Now, Sri Lanka defeated Zimbabwe by 8 wickets in the third and final T20 match, winning the series 2-1. Captain Sirasa Lanka opted to bowl first, and Zimbabwe posted 191 for the loss of 8 in their 20 overs. In reply, Sri Lanka chased down the target in 17.4 overs, losing just 2 wickets. Now, Kavindu Mendis scored an unbeaten 73, while Kusal Janit also made contributions. Sri Lanka cricketer Kamil Mishrawa expressed his joy at representing the country again after a 2-year absence. Now, he made the statement during a media briefing following Sri Lanka's 2-1 series win against Zimbabwe.
Honestly, I'm really happy to be able to represent the country again. I worked hard for this over the past 2 years. I think our thinking pattern really helped change the game. To be honest, I got a lot of support from Kusal. At that moment, there was a big gap. After he came in and played a few shots, that's when we hit our peak and got set to chase. The two of us planned how to score 8 or 10 runs per over. We planned a lot around running and hitting. I feel like our communication in the middle was really strong. I went back to my basic and played the way I practiced. I'm hoping to keep this rhythm going into the Asia Cup.
Now to another story from the cricketing world that has fans talking about since last night, especially on social media. England registered a massive 342-run victory over South Africa in the final ODI at Southampton, setting a new record for the largest margin of victory by runs in ODIs. Their win surpassed the previous record by 25 runs, which was held by India after their 317-run triumph over Sri Lanka in 2023. Now, with South Africa already holding an unassailable 2-0 lead, England entered the final ODI in Southampton, aiming to avoid a whitewash. After being sent into bat, they made South Africa regret the decision quickly, racing to 100 runs in just 13.4 overs. Chasing a massive total, South Africa faced added pressure when their skipper Themba Bavuma, who had suffered a calf strain while fielding, was unable to bat, leaving the team a batter short. The South Africa were reeling at 24 for 6 at the end of the first power play. Now, despite the record loss, this result marks South Africa's first ODI series win in England since 1998. And with that, we bring an end to this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. But stay with Newsfirst, as we will be bringing you all the developments that are taking place at the United Nations Human Rights Council, where number 2 of the agenda is the report of the High Commissioner on Sri Lanka. Now, to be updated on all the stories that we brought to you, visit our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk and follow us on our social media handles. Until I meet you again, stay safe and take care.